enforcement operators. They can check themselves on knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, guys and one girl. The next part of our meeting is the knowledge share section, and I'm going to go back to something that I've done earlier in the year, and that is how to use your LinkedIn network as an additional network. Who of you have LinkedIn profiles? There are a few statistics that I want to share with you, and it's quite scary. 73% of all business people who are looking to do business with someone else will go and search your LinkedIn profile. And of the 73% that will go and search your LinkedIn profile, 88% will not do business with you if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. And not a business profile, they're looking at you as a person. Because they're not doing business with a company or a CC or some entity, they're doing business with you as a person. Another scary, really scary thing is how long do you think someone takes to form an opinion of you looking at your profile? And what do they look at?
5 seconds.
Say again?
5 seconds.
No.
About 8 seconds normally is the...
0.2 of a second to form an opinion of you looking at your photograph. And they spend 75% of the time that they're on your profile looking at your photograph. So that single picture on your LinkedIn profile is probably the most important thing that you can have on your LinkedIn profile over and above all the data that you put in there. And then once again, they don't want to see your whole CV, all 100 places where you worked before if you're in the sales industry. Salespeople tend to move around quite a lot. Jackie, you will know. You will know as well. Especially the guys in the motor industry move around quite a lot. So the most important thing is having your picture there. Then a few subtle things that are quite important when it comes to your LinkedIn picture as such. If you have a LinkedIn picture where you're standing like this with no smile, it sends out a specific message. Then the way your head is tilted, which side you're looking to. If you're looking to that side, and I want you to imagine that this is my LinkedIn profile here. The white screen behind me is a very nice example. So I'm standing like this and I'm standing like this. It sends a very specific message. I'm standing like this and I'm smiling and I'm open, but I'm looking to that side. It sends a totally different message. The psychologist, and I'm sure you guys use it quite often with all your coaching, indicates that this is a very closed stance. So I'm not interested, I don't want to hear about you, I don't want to hear about your story. Yes, it may be a very comfortable, I've often used it in the past too, because it's a comfortable position to stand in, but it sends a specific message to a lot of people that they interpret, and please you guys don't have to move your arms around. But it sends a very specific message that you're closed, you're not open to engage with people. You're actually also looking away from your message. If you look at a LinkedIn profile, your basic headline sits to the left of you. So if you're looking away from that, it says that, yeah, it's okay, but I'm not really worried about what it says. I have a different agenda in mind. So when you're smiling, when you're open, when you're looking towards your headline and your name and so on, it indicates that you are open, that you actually feel very comfortable with what you say about yourself in your profile, and that makes a huge difference. It's also important not to have a full body shot picture in your profile, but a very close-up of your face, because if you look at a LinkedIn profile on your telephone, that photograph is smaller than my thumbnail. So it's a very small picture. If you have a full body shot in there, there's no detail that you can see, so once again, that's going to put people off of engaging with you. Then when it comes to using LinkedIn as a network specifically, those of you that do have LinkedIn profiles, what's the average number of connections, or how many connections do you have, Rick?
150.
150 connections. So I mentioned earlier that each of us has a network of 150 behind us. Of that 150, how many are also in your phone?
A good 50 of them.
Okay. So your network consists of 250 people then?
Yep.
So it's bigger than the 150 average. If I just did a calculation quickly, if I use the 150, as an average, in the room we represent a group of people of 1,057,500 people. So we each essentially have access to more than 1 million people by just using our networks. Now you start to use your LinkedIn profile as well. Who else said they have a LinkedIn profile? Louis, you, how many people do you have, Louis?
I think it's 360 odd.
220.
220 Kobus, Donnie?
280.
280. So often you will find that a lot of those people are essentially not necessarily people that are in your phone. A lot of people would say, I only want to engage with people on whatever social media I am, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn. I only want to engage with the people that I know. But it is a very good idea to specifically target specific people to join your LinkedIn profile and join your LinkedIn network, because that gives you access to a much bigger market. So what you can do, for instance, is to say, to go and ask very specifically, and this leads then to our power networking session a bit later on. Be very specific when you ask something. If I'm going to say to you, I want to be introduced to anyone who needs tax services, who's anyone? I mean, it's like everybody, anybody, somebody, nobody. At the end, nobody is anybody. But when I say to you, I want to be introduced to the CEO of Discovery Health, I've pinpointed a very specific person. Now, the chances are someone here in the room may know a person that knows the CEO of Discovery Health. Or it may be that you know another person who's a CEO of another healthcare organization. So I don't necessarily want to be introduced, or I do want to be introduced to that person, but another person that has the same role in another organization may be able to open the same doors for me in that organization that I'm looking for in this organization. That's why it's very important to be very specific when you ask. And when you ask on LinkedIn, the same thing. It's the same thing that when you have your very specific ask in this room, that you do the same thing as if you are standing in front of your 250 or 150 people on LinkedIn and ask them the same question. I want to be introduced to the CEO of this organization. If you have a name of that person, brilliant, because it narrows it down even more. And the chances are very good that one of your connections will be able to inform you, I know this person who can make an introduction to that person. And if you're the person that knows that specific person that your connection wants to be introduced to, it is actually the best thing to actually take him and make an introduction. Go set up a meeting on his behalf, take him there, and go and do the introduction.